If you're still feeding your dog from a regular food bowl, you might be ruining their life. Imagine if every single meal you ate was just dumped on a plate in front of you. No variety, no challenge, just schloink and done. That's basically what you're doing to your dog. And guess what? It could be causing anxiety, obesity, and even digestive issues. But don't worry, there's a better way, one that taps into your dog's natural instincts, keeps them entertained, and actually makes mealtime fun. So buckle up as we count down the top 10 reasons to ditch the food bowl, because we're about to change the way you feed your dog forever. Number 10, your dog eats too fast. Blink and you'll miss it. Your dog just inhaled their entire meal in 3 seconds flat. Congratulations, you're raising a competitive eater. Now, this might seem impressive, but eating too fast can actually be dangerous. Have you ever heard of a bloated stomach? No, not the I ate too much at Thanksgiving kind. This one's actually life-threatening. When a dog eats too fast, they gulp down air along with their food, which can cause their stomach to expand like a balloon. And if that balloon twists, well, let's just say your vet's gonna have a very expensive conversation with you. But wait, there's more. Fast eaters are also prone to choking, vomiting, and explosive digestion issues on your favorite rug. The solution: ditch the bowl. Switch to a puzzle feeder, a snuffle mat, or even scatter feeding, where you toss kibble around and let your dog hunt for it like nature intended. Now you just turn mealtime from a speed eating contest into an Olympic level brain game. And the best part? You just made your dog's life a whole lot healthier. Number 9, your dog is bored. Ever look at your dog and think, wow, they look so bored? Well, that's because they are. And guess what? That food bowl isn't helping. Dogs are natural problem solvers. In the wild, they'd be sniffing, tracking, and working to get their food, not just waiting for you to dump it in a bowl like a Pez dispenser. This lack of challenge leads to boredom. And what happens when dogs get bored? They create their own entertainment. That's right. If you don't stimulate their brain, they'll find creative and usually destructive ways to do it themselves. But here's the hack. Make your dog work for their food. Use puzzle feeders, snuffle mats, or even hide their kibble around the house and turn mealtime into a treasure hunt. This makes your dog mentally engaged, less likely to destroy your belongings, and way happier. Everybody wins. Number 8, your dog is getting dumber. Real talk, if all your dog has to do is walk up to a bowl and eat, they're using about as much brain power as a goldfish. And that's just disrespectful. Dogs are supposed to think. In the wild, they'd be hunting, sniffing, tracking, putting their Sherlock Holmes level detective skills to work. But when we serve them food on a silver platter every single day, brain cells deactivated. Research shows that problem solving keeps dogs mentally sharp and even helps prevent cognitive decline as they age. In other words, if you want your dog to stay smart, make them work for their food. Puzzle toys, snuffle mats, and food dispensing games don't just make mealtime fun, they actually exercise your dog's brain. So unless you want your dog to have the problem-solving skills of a potato, it's time to ditch the bowl. Number 7, your dog is stress eating. Look, we've all been there. Stress eating an entire pizza after a long day. Relatable? But did you know your dog might be doing the same thing? When dogs are anxious, they often eat too fast or not at all. And guess what? That boring old food bowl isn't exactly helping. For many dogs, mealtime can actually be stressful, especially if they associate it with competition, past trauma, or just plain boredom. This is why enrichment feeding is a game changer. Slow feeder bowls, snuffle mats, and lick mats encourage calm, relaxed eating, which can lower anxiety and even boost serotonin levels. Licking and foraging actually help dogs self-soothe, kind of like how humans use fidget spinners, yoga, or aggressively texting their best friend about their problems. So if your dog tends to stress eat, or worse, skip meals, it's time to switch things up. No more basic bowls. Let's make mealtime therapeutic. Number 6, your dog's teeth are kinda gross. All right, let's talk about something no one wants to admit: your dog's teeth. Yeah, they might be nasty. Here's the thing, dogs in the wild keep their teeth clean by chewing, tearing, and gnawing on food. But when your pup eats straight from a bowl, there's zero effort involved. That means plaque and tartar build up faster, which leads to bad breath, gum disease, and eventual vet visits that cost more than your rent. Now, before you panic and start Googling doggy dentures, there's an easy fix. Ditch the bowl and switch to textured feeding tools. Lick mats, chewable feeding toys, and raw meaty bones naturally scrape off plaque while your dog eats. It's like tricking them into brushing their teeth without the battle of trying to shove a toothbrush in their mouth. So, if your dog's breath could knock out a grown man, maybe it's time to upgrade their feeding routine. Their teeth and your nose will thank you. Number 5, your dog is getting chubby. Look, we all love giving our dogs a little extra something, a treat here, a snack there, but if your pup is starting to resemble a loaf of bread, the food bowl might be part of the problem. Here's why. Eating from a bowl is too easy. Your dog doesn't have to work for their food, which means they burn exactly 0 calories during mealtime. Meanwhile, their ancestors were out here hunting for survival. See the problem? Obesity in dogs leads to joint pain, heart disease, and even a shorter lifespan. And yet, most dogs spend their days doing absolutely nothing except waiting for you to fill that food bowl. But there's a fix. Ditch the bowl and make mealtime a workout. Scatter feeding, puzzle toys, and slow feeders force your dog to move, think, and actually burn some calories. It's basically turning dinner into a game of hide and seek. And the best part, they love it. So if your dog's been packing on a few extra pounds, maybe it's time to swap out that food bowl for a little more action. Number 4, your dog is secretly craving a job. Ever feel like your dog is just kinda existing, like they wake up, eat, nap, repeat? That's because they're missing a job. Dogs were literally bred to work, herding, hunting, guarding. Every breed has something in their DNA that makes them crave a challenge. But what do we give them instead? A bowl of food and unlimited naps. The problem? A jobless dog is a frustrated dog, and frustration leads to chewed furniture, holes in the yard, and zooming around the house like a tornado. But here's the good news. You can give your dog a job without handing them a briefcase and sending them to an office. Food puzzles, snuffle mats, and training-based feeding routines tap into their natural instincts. It's like tricking them into thinking they're working for their meals, except the only boss they have to impress is you. So, unless you want your dog to start an indoor demolition business, it's time to give them something better to do. Number 3, your dog will be less obsessed with food. Ever feel like your dog thinks about food 24/7, like they wake up thinking about breakfast, and by dinner, they're acting like they haven't eaten in years? Here's the thing, when food is too easy to get, dogs become obsessed with it. It's like a human who eats fast food every day, quick, convenient, no effort required. And just like that, food becomes the highlight of their life. But when you ditch the bowl and make them work for their food, something magical happens. Mealtime stops being just about shoveling food and starts becoming a fun, fulfilling experience. Your dog learns patience, problem solving, and most importantly, that food isn't the only exciting thing in life. So if your dog acts like a bottomless pit with fur, it is time to change how you feed them, not just how much. Number 2, confidence. Believe it or not, the way your dog eats can actually affect their confidence. And if your pup is a little on the shy, anxious, or nervous side, that food bowl might not be doing them any favors. Dogs gain confidence through problem solving and success. That's why training and enrichment activities are so important. They teach your dog, hey, I can do things. I am smart. I am capable. But when we just plop food in a bowl, they don't get that challenge. They don't work for anything. It's like handing a kid a trophy for showing up. Sure, they get the reward, but did they earn it? Food puzzles, snuffle mats, and interactive feeders encourage your dog to think, to problem solve, and to win. And every time they figure it out, boom, confidence boost. And here's the cool part. This confidence spills over into other areas of their life. They become braver on walks, more comfortable in new situations, and less likely to freak out when they hear a garbage truck for the first time. So, if your dog could use a little extra confidence, it's time to stop serving their food on a silver platter and let them earn it. And finally, the biggest reason why food bowls are officially canceled. Number 1, your dog's instincts are screaming, this ain't right. Food bowls are weird, at least from your dog's perspective. For thousands of years, dogs have hunted, scavenged, and worked for their meals. They've used their nose, brain, and body to survive. But now, we expect them to just walk up to a bowl and eat like it's a cafeteria tray. Deep down, your dog wants to forage. They want to track. They want to problem solve. It's in their DNA. And when we strip that away, we're basically turning them into little couch potatoes who eat out of sheer obligation. By swapping the bowl for puzzle feeders, snuffle mats, and scatter feeding, you're not just making mealtime more fun, you're honoring their instincts. And here's the kicker. Dogs who eat this way are happier, healthier, and more fulfilled. They're mentally stimulated, physically active, and way less likely to turn your favorite pair of shoes into an afternoon snack. So yeah, food bowls, they're officially canceled. Your dog deserves better. We want to hear from you. Have you ever thought about ditching the bowl? Do you already use puzzle feeders or scatter feeding? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's see how many of us are revolutionizing mealtime. But hold on, now that you're rethinking how you feed your dog, how do you know if they're actually happy with their life? Does your pup love their routine? Or are they secretly plotting their escape? If you want to find out, check out our last video. Signs your dog is actually happy living with you. Let's keep unlocking the secrets to your dog's best life.